Hey everybody, it's Angela, and I was tagged by Marissa. Hi Marissa! And this is the tag that's been going around about the 15 questions. And so I'll just go ahead and get right into it so that this video isn't too long. The first question is, when did I start scrapbooking? Well, I've scrapbooked since I was a kid, and I would cut things out of the newspaper and like recipes, or for a while I think cut out pictures of cats and dogs and things like that and put them in a book. When Mount St. Helens erupted, I did a scrapbook on that and saved newspaper articles and pictures and things like that. So I've been doing it since I was young. But as far as the scrapbooking we know today, I started in the late 90s. But I didn't stick with it because to me at the time it seemed like I was just matting photos, maybe using some decorative edge scissors and then putting them on a piece of construction paper with some journaling. And although I loved the aspect of journaling with my photos, it was just a lot of work for not really, just matted photos on a page. So I stopped doing it. And then when all the scrapbooking products came out to help you enhance your story, to be more creative, to be more artistic, that's when I really got into it. And that was in the early 2000s, and I've been doing it ever since. It says, where do you scrapbook? Well, right here. This is my scrapbook room, and I have done a tour video on it. It's on my channel, and it is a room in the house. It is quite a big room. We haven't been in this house a year yet, but I'm really enjoying the room. When I was single, I had a two-car garage, a finished garage that I did all my crafting and painting and stuff in. So I'm really happy to have a room in the house now. So what time do I scrapbook? Well, usually at night. I work all day. I have a degree in accounting and business management and stuff. So after work, I do dinner chores, and then after that I have time to do whatever I want to do. So I come up to my scrap room, it's upstairs, and yeah, then I'm free to create, and I really enjoy it. Sometimes I get to scrapbook on the weekends as well, but right now we're farming some property of ours, and it's 3-hour drive away from where we live. So I work here for 4 days, I work there for 4 days, I take work with me back and forth, and work from 2 different offices, and then we're trying to get the farm and the orchard and in production, and we're doing a test plot of wheat this year. So maybe once the farm really gets going, I'll have more time to scrapbook, which would be awesome. So it says, what is my favorite tool / product? Well, my favorite product right now is probably die cuts, and yeah, I like them just because they're so versatile. You can take an old piece of paper that just has kind of a classic design, whether that be dots or stripes or a floral, and if you put current embellishments with them, the whole layout looks current. Not that I'm always going for that look, but it really helps me not buy as much of the paper that's coming out right now, because I know I can just get a pack of today's embellishments and maybe get by with that. My favorite tool is probably my Pioneer glue stick. I don't know. My paper piercer. if a paper piercer can be a favorite tool, I always keep it at hand, so and use it to pick up things and do all my lettering and poke stuff out and open my glue, and it's just always there. Let's see, what product or tool do you hate? Well, Marissa girl, I'm with you on the Xyron, because I got a Xyron and I don't think that a single thing I've actually cut on the Xyron has actually gone on a scrapbook page. The interface between the software and the machine was just really bad, and luckily my husband loves it. He uses it to cut stencils, and things, you know, so he can spray paint signs or on the sides of trucks or whatever. So it does get used, but not for scrapbooking. So that was kind of my bad. So I just don't have a machine for cutting, except like a Big Shot. So what is my style of scrapbooking? Well, I don't really have a style per se. I like to kind of match the style to the photo and the story that I'm trying to tell. If it's a picture of my grandma, I might do it in florals because I know she likes florals. If it's a picture of my mom, then I might do it in soft greens and purples, which in violets or something, which is what she loves, or things that remind me of her. If it's a masculine layout, you know, I'm gonna go with that. So I'll go anywhere, you know, from shabby chic to you know, kind of modern. Yeah, so I just do it to match my story. How do I get ideas and what inspires me? I get ideas from other YouTube channels and people. Like the last layout that I did, I was inspired by Vilma Furstenberg, and I just thought the layout she did was so pretty, and I scrap lift sometimes to help me kind of figure out why I like a layout so much, you know, what components of it do I like, or maybe if there's a technique I've been wanting to try and that just gave me the want to try it, and you know, maybe add that to my bag of tricks or techniques I can use to get a certain look. So YouTubers definitely, also pictures of other layouts online, and the products themselves. A lot of times I just find some favorite products that inspire me, and then I just sit down and play with them. So all three of those things inspire me. What YouTube channels do you watch? Well, pretty much all the ones that have been getting tagged, and then also some that are more altered books, like Marianne Kensington, A Pocket Full of Vintage, who's doing more altered books, to cooking channels and other things. So I look at a wide variety of different things: oil painting, watercolor, whatever, funny cat videos. Do I have a budget? No, I don't have a budget, except for, you know, just kind of keeping myself in check, buying things I'm pretty sure I'm going to use, and maybe that are a little more timeless. I try not to get the things I don't like. I'm like a lot of you, I'm not into the mustaches, the anchors, or the feathers. I have used some feathers, I must say, but yeah, I'm not into that whole thing, so I try to get the stuff that I like. My husband and I, the kids are grown, they're married. By this time next month, I'll be a grandmother. Yay! And yeah, so we're just two working adults without kids. So until I can spend, you know, on my granddaughter, I have extra money. Have I taken any art classes? No, I have not. Or any, yeah, really, I haven't. I haven't taken any scrapbook classes. I have taken a few art classes, but they were non-credit community college classes. So in other things, in drawing and stuff. So those were just for fun, but no scrapbook classes. Do I have a photo printer? Yes, I do. I have a Selfie, an Epson large format printer, which I can do 12 by 12, and I have a Ricoh printer. It just kind of depends on the quality of the photograph that I'm going to print out as to which printer I use. Obviously, if I'm going to print out a cell phone photo, I'm not going to use the highest quality printer or the highest quality paper for that. So have I sold anything I made? As far as a scrapbook page, no. I've made things and gave them away and stuff like that, but I haven't sold them. I've sold artwork and I've sold designs to Scrap Girls, because I am a designer at Scrap Girls. but I'm kind of on hiatus right now due to this farm. And I do a lot of labels for illustrations for labels for wineries and things like that, so I got paid for that. But yeah, otherwise for scrapbooking, no, it's totally fun, all my paper scrapbooking. Unless I'm doing something, if I'm designing something for scrap girls, then that would be different. But let's see, what is my favorite technique now? I think probably layering with the die cuts and with Project Life cards, and I'm kind of getting into some of the mists and things like that. But yeah, I kind of jump all over and try new stuff, you know, all the time, or I try to. Do I have any other hobbies? Yes, I do. I have a lot of hobbies. Some of them are more sporadic, like quilting and crocheting, kind of come and go. Sometimes in the winter I do a little bit more crocheting. Cooking is a big hobby because I grind all my own flour, so I make all of our tortillas and pastas and biscuits and pie crusts and pizza doughs and all that myself. You know, and so I'm always experimenting, making my own sour cream or butter or things like that. So that's kind of a hobby. I'm getting into herbs for tea making, so herbs and gardening is another hobby. I play the flute, mostly classical and jazz flute. I guess that working out, I do it a lot, so it wouldn't be my most favorite hobby, but I do work out. I try to work out at least 3 times a week. So otherwise my health isn't as good. And let's see, what else do I do? Besides drawing and photography and hiking, and yeah, I do a lot of different things. I have too many hobbies. That's probably the problem. What advice would you give to anyone who wants to start scrapbooking? I think my advice would be to maybe get a kit, one that you like or that inspires you, that you see online, because a kit is designed to have everything in it you need to make scrapbook layouts, and there's a lot of people on YouTube that make layouts with those kits, so you can get ideas. The only thing you would need would be glue and scissors to go with your kit. And then after you've tried that for a little bit, then you could maybe decide what other tools you want to add to your craft room to make it a little easier. And yeah, and then, you know, just start learning techniques, playing, and you know, buying things as you go. You don't really need all that much for scrapbooking, although when you get into it, it's fun to have more things, but you actually really don't need them. So I would say start with a kit would be my advice. So so yeah, that is my video. Oh, I'm over 13 minutes. Dang, I was gonna try to beat Marisa's. Let's see, who am I gonna tag? Has anyone tagged Saw? Saw, if you're watching, I could tag her. You know, maybe Marianne Kensington of Pocketfullofvintage would like to do this tag, even though she's a little more altered books than scrapbooking. And Rosa of Color Explosion. If you're watching, Rosa, if you want to do this tag, please feel free. Yeah, so anyhow, that answers all the questions, and now you've got a face to put with the voice. I know that you guys see me a lot because I scrapbook pictures of myself, but you haven't actually had the FaceTime. So anyhow, here you have it. Yeah, and it's like super hot in here. I'm sweating doing this. It's like in the 90s today, and there's no AC in my craft room. So anyhow, I hope you guys are all having a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!